Hi, welcome back to Pint Guilt-Free Torah. So Joseph finally meets his brother Benjamin. This is his only full brother. Means same father, same mother. And he meets Benjamin, and the both of them embrace, and both of them cry on the other's shoulder. So why were they crying? So it says Joseph was crying because he saw that in the future, he saw prophetically in the future, the two temples would be destroyed, and they are in the portion of Israel that belongs to Benjamin. So he was crying for the fact that the temples would be destroyed there. Why was Benjamin crying? Because he saw that the Mishkan Shiloh, that the tabernacle, which was the portable synagogue they took with them in the desert until they built the temple, that was eventually going to end up in Shiloh, and that would be destroyed. And so they were both crying for the tsuras, for the difficulties that would happen in the land of the other. And I once heard someone ask a wonderful question on this. Why was Joseph crying for what would happen in Benjamin's land, and Benjamin was crying for what happened in Joseph's land? Why weren't they just crying for themselves? In other words, this is going to happen in my land. Benjamin could say, the two temples are going to be destroyed. It's going to be in my land. That's awful. Joseph could say the same thing. Why is each crying for the other as opposed to each crying for what he himself will be going through? And the explanation is because sometimes in life, you can go through a difficulty. For some people, it might be a child they're having a lot of challenges with, or maybe a special needs child, or maybe it's a divorce, or maybe it's a loss of career, loss of job, whatever the case is financially. And you can deal with that situation. A person who has a God consciousness in his life can understand there's a bigger picture here. Things will get better according to how I will perceive the situation and bring God into the situation and understand that I, yes, can get out of this situation. And right now, I need to work on myself and my situation. Great, you can do that for yourself. And many people can deal with very difficult life circumstances. But many times, other people can't. And you need to pray for the other person. Maybe you in that situation would have done fine. It doesn't matter. But you need to pray because that person is having a difficulty in his or her situation. And certainly in situations that you have no idea, maybe had you been in that situation, you'd be doing even worse. The situation right now, for example, there are hostages. There are still hostages, Jewish people, our own brothers and sisters, being held. And we have to think of, let me think of the pain they're going through. Let me be crying. If I can't physically cry, at least know that I should be crying over the pain of the families that are suffering. Think of the pain of the widows and the orphans that have been created since this war. Think of some of the other people in your life who have tsuras, who are having difficulties. So even though you yourself might have encountered certain difficulties, you say, look, I pulled out of this, you just got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and that's what you got to do. No, we don't always have the ability to do that. Not everyone can, depending on their life circumstance. And therefore, we need to think of others, no matter what your situation is, and no matter how great you were, you pulled out of it. You need to pray for others who are in difficult situations and think of them and what they're going through. That's what a Jew does. I appreciate what I have, but I'm also very cognizant of what other people are missing and try to help their situation. If I can't physically help, I'm not all powerful. I don't know all the finances. I can at least pray for them. I can at least think about them. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.